So I was in the barber shop getting my hair cut, and we were talking about marketing and everything. This was a few months back. Actually, I think it was at a different barber shop than what I went to yesterday, but before I changed barber shops. But one of the big questions is, can a barber shop use our platform? Now, instead of a barber shop, I look at it as almost like a franchise. It has some of those same characteristics. You usually have the shop owner, and then you have all the barbers underneath that work for that. They don't necessarily work for that shop owner. They might be doing chair, but their whole entire job is to bring business in. That's why I put it kind of in that franchise world, because each of those barbers are responsible for bringing their own clients in. Yes, they have some people that come in because of the shop. That's what they're paying for. They're paying for the chair. They're paying for all those different pieces. But inside of that barber shop, how would our platform work for each of those barbers? In your opinion, Dean, how do you see it working for a barber to be able to use it? Why the shop should have it, and why each of the barbers underneath either should be using it as a whole core, or should they be using it individually? What's your recommendation from what you see?
Let's talk about that for just a second. So you're under this barbershop, and that's their shingle is out there, and you're renting a chair, or you're an employee of that barber, but you're still a forward person. I mean, I don't go to the barber just because his name's on the door. I go to the barber who I like best for me, for what I want. And so I think that the way it should be done is the shop should be doing its own Google profile, or their information out there to get them out in the networks. But each individual chairperson, they represent themselves, even though they might be under that same shingle right now. But they move sometimes. I mean, they don't always stay where they're at because whatever reason, but they need to have their own profile, because if they're getting rated and people are looking at them, they can take that with them. I mean, we have doctors that do the same thing, that work for hospitals. They have their own Google profile, and they took it with them.
Professional license.
Right. Is that, yeah. And they call it, what do they call that? Forward facing employees, or forward face. There was a name for it. And I don't remember what it is, but we can get into whole details. But the whole point of it is you as an individual, if you're a realtor or whatever, if you are you and people come to you, even though you may be under this shingle, you may not always be under that shingle, but if you leave, then you need to make sure you take that information with you. That's my opinion. And you promote yourself, because you are still your own business as well.
You are, and in my opinion, I would have it to where the main barber has it for whoever owns a shop, and then each of those barbers underneath them, but they have their own profiles as well. You can do it either way, but as that barber, the big thing you want to do is you want to be able to get reviews about yourself. You can put posts out there. You can put photos out there. You can build your whole entire portfolio by using Google Business Profile. It doesn't require a website, doesn't require any of that stuff, but to where you can start building your brand as yourself, and you can take that with you no matter if you leave, if you stay there, whatever ends up happening, you can have all that. So I definitely agree with that.
Right. And I think the other thing too is people forget that you can actually leave a review for the barbershop itself and for the barber individual. I do believe you can leave. I'm not sure on that. That's something I've never really looked into. No, you can't. Okay.
No, you can leave it either for the shop, or you can leave it for the barber. It'd be two different profiles.
Okay.
So what would happen in that scenario is you'd have the barbershop profile, and then you would have each of the individual barbers. They'd also have it'd be their name, and it'd be barber.
Right.
You'd have profiles for each of those. So if the shop wanted those reviews, that's when you put the QR code up at the front, which you can do directly from our platform. You can put that right at the front of the cash register. That's where they could leave a review. If I was asking for reviews as a barber, I'd say, can you leave one for me? Can you leave one for the shop?
Okay.
It would just be helpful to be able to have a review of both spots. But my big thing is, and I'd be selfish on this, and barbershop owners probably wouldn't like this, but I'd be selfish. No matter if I was a realtor, or if I was a barber, or anything in that service industry, I would say, I want the review for me, because I want to be able to take it no matter where I go, no matter if I start my own shop, no matter if I go somewhere else, and then I have my contact list.
Right.
And I mean, that would work in barbershops, that would work in beauticians, that would work in almost any of those industries, massage therapy, any of those pieces, because I want to be able to take those reviews with me, and I'd be selfish.
Right. No, I think we kind of said the same thing, but I like your explanation a little better than mine. So, but thank you for that
Yeah,
clarification.
definitely. That was just an interesting thing I was thinking about, and I wanted to kind of cut a video and see what your opinion was and talk about it. So, if you want to try our platform, check it out, simplybefound.com. You can start for free today. We'll help you every step of the way, and we have your back.
And
Thanks. Have a great day.
like us and
Like us,
subscribe.
subscribe, do all that normal stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Come on now.